I can't get into the vein. I don't know what to say. I don't even know how to begin. I wish to goodness I'd spoken to her at the dance the other evening. They said they're all going away for the summer. Instead, I've gone and left everything to the last minute. Well, now I'm regularly nonplussed. By George, I've got it! I'll make an exercise out of it. I'll write it out a dozen different ways and send the one I think looks the best. So here we are, Jack, in love with the dearest girl on earth. I'll tackle her like a man and tell her so. But they'll be off north, and you'll be going down, and I've lost your chance forever. She's my fate, and I'm hanged if I shan't be hers. So, here it goes. My darling. Rather strong, perhaps, to begin with. My dear Miss Verdun. No, that's too formal. Not a bit what I really feel. My dear... Oh, hang it. Why not? My dear Kitty. Oh, that's grand. Now we can go ahead like a house on fire. My dear Kitty, I would like for you to...
Beg pardon, sir, but would you mind?
Yes, very much. Go away. I'm busy.
Yes, sir, but...
I'm busy with most important affair. Get out.
Yes, sir.
Just as I made such a good start, too. My dear Kitty, I would like... Oh. What are you doing, Brasset? Confound it all, what do you want?
I merely wish to say, sir, that I related a few things which I thought...
All right, thank you. Just get out and leave me alone.
Which I thought that you wouldn't...
Take him! Keep him. Take every blessed right I've got. Only go away. My dear Kitty, I would like for you...
Beg pardon, sir.
I wasn't addressing you, Brasset, was I? Get out. My dear Kitty, I would like for
I
you...
say.
If you don't clear out, Brasset, ow! Oh, it's you, Charley. What is it?
Oh, nothing. I don't want to interrupt if you're busy.
Oh, no, I'm not. It's only that fool, Brasset.
What's he doing?
Only bagging on my clothes because I'm going down. And worrying me like old Harry while I'm trying to write the most important letter. Oh, don't mind me today. I'm nervous and naggy and nonplussed.
And so am I, Jack.
Why?
Well, you see, I've been trying to write a letter too.
A letter? To whom?
To Miss Spettigue.
Oh, well, how far have you got?
Well, it began awfully well, but I didn't want to be too direct. I didn't want to be too...
Familiar? Well?
So I just said, my dear Amy. And then words failed me. And I've come to you for advice. You always know what to do and say.
Oh, do I?
You know my idiotic complaint. I'm shy and you're not.
Aren't I?
So prescribe for me, old chap. What am I to say?
A good idea. I'll prescribe for him and take the advice myself. Now then, let's see. You're gone on Amy, and you want to see if there's any hope for you. And if so...
Well, they're all off to Scotland tomorrow.
Yes, I know. And you want to see her at once. When and where? Bear waits. Do I diagnose the case accurately?
To a T, old chap.
Very well, then. You want to write something to this effect. My dear Kitty.
Not Kitty, Amy.
Oh, yes, of course. What was I thinking of? My dear Amy, forgive me for thus addressing you, but I love you so deeply, underlined.
Rather strong,
Oh,
Jack.
shut up. So earnestly, underlined.
But I say...
That I must write and tell you so. All I ask is...
There's one obstacle to me putting it quite as direct as that.
What's that?
Well, I've an aunt.
My dear Charley, most of us have. What of her?
I think I ought to tell her first.
Oh, if you're going to drag an auntie into the business, we may as well wait till they've all come back from Scotland.
Why's that?
Do you know what auntie is when she steps in?
No, but that's just it. I don't know her. I've never even seen her.
Well, you won't worry too much about that, aunt. She hasn't interfered much into your affairs up to now.
Except to find out that I was an orphan and to have me sent to Eton and then to Oxford. And now I hear from my guardian that she's to arrive here by early train to take luncheon with me at 1 o'clock.
You've never even seen her?
No. She was sent out to Brazil before I was born. Became a sort of secretary for an old Brazilian chap, Don Francisco de Alvadoras or something of that manner. And now, by the merest coincidence in the world, I see this.
Mr. UHS kills 20.
The next, Jack, the next.
Madame, or rather Donna Lucia de Alvadores, the Brazilian millionaire who has taken Lord Toppleby's magnificent mansion in Belgravia, is an Englishwoman of genial disposition and a financial genius. Indeed, it was her capacity in this direction that earned her gratitude of her late husband and ended in a romantic deathbed marriage. Well, I don't see too much in that.
Read the next, Jack.
Her only relation is a nephew at Oxford. Lucky nephew, I suppose?
And that's me.
By George, Charlie, this is a startler. She's to be here any minute.
Yes, I've checked all the trains up until now. I wish you would have come some other day.
Oh, she'll arrive by the next, just in time for lunch.
I know, it's a shame. I wanted to write that letter to Amy.
I don't know so much about that.
Well, it's an awfully difficult letter to write. It's fearfully complicated.
Why?
Oh, I've no people or anything.
No people? With an aunt like that?
But I have no reason to expect anything from her. More than she's already done for me already. For which, of course, I'm
Charlie,
entirely...
I've got a clinking good idea.
Well, what is it? Just say it and I'll write it down.
No, not for you. For me. For us both. See, you're gone on Amy, and I'm in love with Kitty.
Really, Jack?
Madly. Worse than anything I ever took up. Even cricket.
Well, that's splendid. Now, what's your idea?
Hang letter writing. We'll send a luncheon party for your aunt. Tea afterwards in the garden.
In the garden?
But yes, I'll get leave.
But my rooms are so small.
Never mind. I'll lend you mine. Brasset shall see to it. Brasset! Now, come on. First, we'll ask the girls. Miss Spettigue. Brasset, where are you? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Get someone to go to Mr. Spettigue's house to send a letter.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Jack, I've got that.
Would you and Miss Verdun do me the honor?
The honor?
Of lunch with me and Mr. Chesney.
Mr. Chesney.
I can address the envelope.
I'll address
No,
the...
not that, you idiot. At his rooms. St. Old's College, today at 1 o'clock. Miss Spettigue.
Miss Spettigue.
No! Look out. To meet my aunt. What did you say her name was?
Donna Lucia de Alvadores.
Donna Lipowitz. Yes, just write it down. An answer by bearer will greatly oblige.
Yours sincerely, Charles Wykeham. Splendid, Jack, you're a genius.
It's a glorious opportunity. They're off to Scotland,
And we're off down.
and we can have our chat with the girls.
The messenger, sir.
Give him this. And, tell him to look sharp. This sort of
Yes.
thing is not to be settled by correspondence.
No, and now we shall have the girls all to ourselves.
Couldn't have asked him if it hadn't been for your aunt. I'm beginning to love that dear old lady already. Oh, Brasset,
Yes, sir.
lunch for 5.
For how many, sir?
For 5.
For 5, sir?
What are you laughing at?
Well, I'm afraid our credit in the kitchen is somewhat exhausted.
Oh, is it? Well, how are you off a tick, Charlie?
Well, Jack, my guardian's rather,
Oh, is he? Well, never mind. Go outside. Go to Bunter's.
I'm afraid we owe Bunter, sir.
Oh, do we? Well, it'll be all right when my check comes, won't it? This'll do, won't it?
This is no good, sir. I can't get anything with this, sir. However, sir, I think it will be all right at Bunter's if I say it's for me.
Oh, all right, Brasset. Just lunch for 5 at 1 and make it quick.
Very short notice, sir.
All right, extra pay. Go where you like, do what you like, only lunch for 5 at 1. That's all right, Charlie, isn't it?
I say, Jack, that's my watch.
Oh, beg pardon, old chap. My mistake.
Beg pardon, sir, but what wine?
Champagne.
No, sir. Very little left, sir.
Oh, half a dozen bottles.
No, sir. Only 4 left.
That's quite enough.
6. I'll swear.
No, sir. Only 4 left, and yes, one of Merlot.
Oh, hang that Merlot. It's been open months. All right. He's stolen those 2 bottles. He's a corker.
My fellow's just the same.
They all are. Now, while you and your aunt are looking at the chapel and the cloisters, me and Kitty can have our little talk.
That's all very well, Jack, but what's about me and Amy and our little talk? By herself, she'll be an awful bore.
Oh, she'll be worse than that. She'll be a brute of a nuisance.
What shall we do?
Well, Napoleon went over the Alps on horseback, and I've been under them by a train, so there must be a way out of this.
But how? Can't we get someone to meet her?
Yes, someone we can depend upon.
But whom?
There's Brasset. He's a pompous sort of chap and as awful as a corkscrew. Can't we turn him into a don or something for the day?
Yes, Jack, that's a good idea.
No, won't do. We should want him to wait at the table.
And so we shall.
There's Freddie Peel.
No, he's such a cynical chap.
Yes, besides, he neglects your aunt.
Yes, he wants to make love to our girls while he's at it.
Charley! I've got it! Babs! Fanny Babs! We'll ask him.
Why, yes, he's perfect. Why didn't we think of him before?
He's a jolly, cheerful old chap who'll amuse your aunt like the deuce and keep in a rattling good humor.
Splendid.
Brasset!
Yes, sir?
Go to Lord Fancourt Babberly's rooms. Give him my compliments and tell him to meet us here at once.
Yes.
And say it's very important.
Yes, sir?
And very immediate.
Yes, sir.
Now, while Babs is doing gooseberry with your aunt, we can have our chat with the girls.
Yes. Do you really think they'll come?
Oh, they'll jump at it.
What makes you say so?
Well, what do you think?
Well, you know, Jack, I think I ought to agree with you.
Brasset! Lunch for 6.
For 6, sir?
Yes, for 6.
Okay. Oh, yes. His lordship's compliments, sir. He says he can come. He has a luncheon party and asks if you borrow a few bottles of champagne.
A few bottles of champagne? We'll have all the cheek.
Who's he got coming?
Probably Freddie P and a lot of idiots like himself, I expect. They'll be howling comic songs all the afternoon. He mustn't. Here, we'll go to him. He can't upset our plans in this selfish sort of way. Put that champagne in ice, Brasset. Oh, and, tidy up my rooms. Oh, come on, Charley, come on.
1 o'clock. Put room in order first, always the way. Hurry, scurry, no time for anything. They come with a bang, they go with a bang. They do everything with a bang, they pay the bills with a bang! Well, I did think that perquisite was quite safe. Upon my word, I did.
Well, I say, Jack, where are you? I wanted to borrow some fizz. Well, I wonder where they keep it. Hello, by George, the very thing. Serves them right, you know, leaving it about in this ostentatious way when I'm so damn poor. Won't they be rather cross? 1, 2, there we are. That's a bottle apiece. They must make do with brandy and soda.
Oh, hello, Babs. We've just been over to your rooms to find you.
Well, I say, chaps, how do you think I'm looking?
Oh, splendid.
Yes, I thought you'd be pleased with me. Well, ta-ta.
I say, Babs, you wanted to see us, didn't you?
Oh, yes. I wanted to borrow some fizz, but...
No, sorry, you can't. It's that fool, Brasset.
Oh, I know. Mine's just the same. There's no reasoning with them, is there? Well, I'm off.
I looked you up last night, Babs, but you were out.
Oh, yes. You know Freddie Peel, don't you? He's an awful idiot. Hasn't a particle of brains, has he? But I'm all right. He threw a card party last night, and I won hundreds of pounds from him. You should have seen his face, Jack. It makes me laugh even now.
Why, Freddie Peel doesn't have 6 pence, does he?
No, really?
Well, did he pay you?
No, but he's going to, when his grandmother dies.
Why, the old lady's been dead years.
No, really? That's beastly. I say, he's an awful idiot. Hasn't a particle of brains, has he? But I'm all right.
I say, Babs, I want you to stay and lunch with us today.
Oh, I say, chaps, don't play the giddy goat. I've got to meet my tutor.
You mustn't work like this. You're looking quite pulled down.
Am I really?
I was only telling Jack so just now.
Why, do you think I shall die?
Not you. You'll be a great man of one sort or another without all that.
Well, that's what I think, you know. I've had a great lot of Johnnies in my family. Great soldiers in the army and navy and things.
And I'll bet they never killed themselves over study, did they?
Oh, no, but I must do something.
Yes, you must stay in lunch with us. Charlie's aunt's going to pay him a visit.
Oh, what fun! I know Charlie visits his uncle sometimes when he's hard on cash, but it's only right his aunt should repay the visit.
Now that's just the sort of thing we want. A jolly, cheerful chap like you, with a lot of brilliant humor and a fund of conversation.
Yes, Babs, that's it.
To interest and amuse a charming lady.
Well, who is she?
Why, Charlie's aunt.
Well, I say, what's she like?
Well, Babs, we don't quite know. I'm to meet her today for the very first time.
Well, I say, Charlie, she may turn out to be an awful old crock.
She's a widow and a millionaire. That's enough, isn't it?
Rather, put me down for a chance, Charlie. I'll take a chance.
We didn't care to ask Freddie Peel, did we, Charlie?
No.
No.
No, he's an awful idiot. Well, I say, what's her name?
Donna Lucia de Alvadores.
Oh, damn it, what a name.
Look here, Babs. It's no use. You must stay to lunch. You'll find Charlie's aunt a charming old lady.
Charming old lady. Well, I say, haven't you got anything younger coming?
Yes, 2 ladies.
Nice, young.
Yes.
Ah, that's more in my line. How many did you say?
2.
Oh, I see. So 1 for each of you and the old crock for me? No thanks, I'm off.
Babs, listen, this is an awfully serious affair.
Well, I should think so, with an old crock like that.
But we want your help as a friend.
Yes, Babs, a friend we can trust, eh?
Rather.
We'll take you into our confidence. No humbug, straight as a die. We're in love.
What, Charlie as well? Oh, you silly ass.
No fool of a flirtation business. The real, downright serious thing.
And Babs, if you knew the girls as well as we did, you wouldn't wonder at it.
And they're coming here to lunch today.
Well, I say, have you proposed?
No, that's just it.
Oh, I see. You want me to propose for you?
No, we can do that for ourselves.
Babs,
that's why
you
we've asked them to come.
You don't understand us a bit.
Don't I, though? I say, haven't you noticed how sad I've been lately?
Yes.
What is it?
Well, I don't know, but I think I'm in love, too.
And what makes you say so?
Why, I'm always wanting to be alone and hear the birds sing.
What?
I'm getting so fond of poetry. I took to drink for a couple of days, but it made me ill for a week, so I cut it off.
You've got all the symptoms. Sit down and tell us about it.
You remember when I failed philosophy?
Oh, yes, beastly shame.
Not the last time, the term before. I was ill and took the yacht around the Mediterranean, and at Monte Carlo I came across an English officer named Delahay, quite penniless and dying. But you know, Jack, he tried to commit suicide.
Oh, bad luck at the tables, eh?
Yes, he begged himself and his only child, the sweetest little girl you ever saw, Jack. And to keep his spirits up, I used to play cards with him.
Now what became of him?
Well, he died, poor fellow.
And what became of her, the sweetest little girl you ever saw?
A lady traveling home that way, from South America, I believe, took her under her arm and brought her to England. You know, Jack, I tried to tell her that,
You loved her?
but she was in such grief
That
that...
oozed out of your fingertips and the points of your hair.
Exactly, but after all, you know, I might have been rejected and should have looked a silly ass.
At any rate, you can sympathize with us. Did I hear the messenger? Hello, there he is. Thank you, Brasset. They're coming.
By Jove!
That they are!
You'll stop, Babs.
Oh, I say, look here.
No, you must stay.
Oh, I say, look here, I've got something else to do.
What is it?
Well, it's something awfully important.
Well, what?
I'm going to be participating in some amateur theatricals.
Rot. You'll be ploughed again, won't you, Charlie?
Shut up, I've given my word.
Well, what are you playing?
A lady, an old lady, and I've never acted in my life before, but...
Oh, that's us two today, Charlie?
And I'm going to try the things on before these fellows arrive.
You could try them on here. Where are they?
In my rooms, in a box by my bed.
Catch them, Brasset, quickly.
No, I'll fetch them with my little bag.
Babs, you don't sympathize with us a bit.
Don't I, though? I only wish I could see my own little girl.
No, she'll turn up one of these days. Here, have a drink.
No thanks, I've cut it off.
Oh, just a small one.
I'm sober.
Very well. Here you are, Charlie.
Okay, fine, I'll have it.
Here's what we'll do. We'll drink to her health, wherever she is. Here's to the future Lady Fancourt Babberly. What did you say her name was?
Why, I haven't the slightest idea.
Oh, on with you, Miss Delahay.
Ooh, stronger than last night's, Jack.
Your things, my lord.
Why, thank you, Brasset. You're an awfully good chap. I say, Jack, have you half a crown?
Charley, do you have half a crown?
Let me see, Jack. No, I'm afraid I haven't.
Brasset, give me half a crown, will you?
Yes. All wrong thing, sir. Here you are.
Babs, here you are.
Thank you. Brasset. Here you are.
What?
Yes, what the? What have you got there?
Chocolates.
Chocolates?
Well, let's have a look then.
No. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll try them on after lunch. We are all in the garden.
Oh, no, that won't do. We shall want you with us. Try them on now. It won't take long, will it?
Only a minute or two, but I've lost an awful lot of time over these theatricals, and next term, I mean to work.
Oh, here it is. Here's the name.
Yes, Mr. Chesney.
Here are the girls.
They're coming?
Oh, your aunt's not come yet.
Oh, what shall we do?
Oh, we can let them in. We can explain, can't we? Show them in, Brasset. Good?
Yes, how do I look?
I've seen better.
Damn!
You've come here.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you. We're very pleased to be able to be here.
Oh, yes, Mr. Wykeham. Are we too early?
Oh, no. No.
Well, you didn't mention any time, Mr. Chesney.
Oh, not at all, not at all. We're delighted. She'll be here soon.
So this is where you think and study and do all your work and everything?
Yes. We do a lot of that sort of thing here.
Well, you have jolly quarters here.
It was so nice of you to come out today. I know you're going off to Scotland tomorrow, and we shall miss you so much.
Oh, yes. Uncle always takes us off to some dreadfully remote place at this time of year.
Why does he?
I don't know.
It's such a shame.
Why? Are you sorry we're going?
Sorry? Well, it's put me and Jack in a terrible fever.
It's awfully lucky Uncle is away in town, or I don't think we could have come.
Why's that?
I don't know, but he raises such odd objections, and he's so peculiar about Kitty, you know.
Kitty? Why?
She's an heiress, and he's her guardian.
Have you forgotten the dance the other evening? Oh, I never shall.
No.
No? Those stolen moments in the garden all by ourselves are the very happiest of all my life. And out there, in the moonlight, the moonlight, the true atmosphere for sentiment.
Well, I wonder how many people have said that.
Ah, Kitty, I know when you like it could be an awful plague, but today you were quite cynical.
I know. I'm just thinking of that man.
Of what man?
My guardian, Mr. Spettigue, who hurries us away from anyone we directly get to know anybody for the fear of...
For the fear of what?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, why does he?
Because he's a selfish, wicked old man.
Are you really so sorry to go away?
No, I'm angry. But don't talk about this topic any further, or as Amy says, I shall cry.
I say, Mr. Wykeham, has your aunt come? I'm longing to know her.
Oh. Jack! Where's my aunt? What? I'm afraid Auntie has barely arrived yet.
Oh, Kitty, Mr. Wykeham's aunt hasn't come yet.
Hasn't come? Then we'll go do some shopping or something. Shan't be long. Goodbye.
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 Bye.
See that? Off like a shot when they found out your aunt wasn't here.
Goodbye. Makes an awful difference, doesn't it?
Look here. You cut off to the station and bundle the old girl here in a fly.
Old girl?
Your aunt.
Oh, yes, I shall. But Jack, aren't you so much happier after meeting them?
Yes. Now be off.
Oh, I say, Jack, have you any hairpins?
Hairpins? Great Scott, no.
Well, may I send your man for some?
Yes, certainly.
I say, have you sixpence?
No. Afraid not.
You haven't got anything. I say, Brasset, I gave you half a crown only this morning. Could you possibly break change and get me 6 penny worth of hairpins?
Certainly, my lord.
Thank you. You're an awfully good chap. You can keep the change. Well, I say, Jack, were those the girls?
Yes. But what the deuce made you jump out like that? I could have seen you.
I didn't know they were here. Something else is coming now. I must go.
All right. Come in.
Jack!
Dad! Dear old Dad, wherever have you come from?
From town, my lad, to have a chat with you and bring you your check.
Oh, thanks, Dad. You're a brick.
A bit overbaked, my boy, after all my years in India.
A bit big, Dad, but a humbug pictorially.
Oh, how do you make that out?
How old are you?
What would you say to 50?
50?
51.
Who'd believe it?
And you, my boy, seem much older than I was at your age. I suppose it's the times. Even the old college shows it. New ivy, new paint.
Yes. Alma Mater's an old beauty still, Dad.
I suppose she is, the rate of the gentle artifices of the toilet. Well, we all grow old.
And as presentably as possible.
Oh?
My dear old Dad, even you at 50.
51.
50 years ago would have been a bald-headed, top-booted, domineering old boy. But instead, here you are, bang-up-to-date sort of chap one could talk to like a chum.
Thanks, Jack. Here's your check.
Thanks, Dad. I say, Dad, I haven't seen half enough of you.
Well, I see your hospitality, all the bills you send my way.
I hope, Dad.
Never mind, same when I was a lad.
I've been done over that wine monstrously.
Were you? Never mind. Done over everything monstrously in college. Well, settle up, settle up. I'm quite proud of you. It's something to go down from college with a record like yours. I say, Jack, where the dickens did you get these cigars?
Those, Dad?
Well, I suppose that accounts for the bills. And now, my boy, we must begin to think.
Think?
Yes, as you know, with the death of your grandfather, I've recently come into the family titles and lands. But, as you don't know, I'm afraid I've also come into the family debts and difficulties.
Debts?
Yes, which are far more than I might have expected, with the result that all of the money I've been saving for you in India should go to pay them. We'll be fine, but for the next few years, we shall be, comparably speaking, poor men.
Poor men? Oh, this settles me with old Spettigue.
However, I'm in hopes of a small appointment for you. Mushroom farming in Kent.
In Kennet? Oh, what a horrible place! What do you want, Brasset?
Oh, beg pardon, sir. His lordship's hairpins.
Oh, confound his hairpins. The dad'll be an odd one. We must get rid of Bab somehow if the dad stays. Stays? Why not? Dad, I have an idea. Couldn't this matter be settled by a wealthy marriage?
No, Jack, that's the sort of thing I'd rather deprecate.
Listen. My chum, that is Charley Wykeham's aunt, Donna Lucia de Avadores, is coming here to lunch today. She's a widow.
A widow?
And a millionaire.
And a millionaire, you say?
And a charming woman.
No, Jack, this isn't the sort of thing I'd advise you to do merely for the sake of money.
No, not me, Dad. You.
Me? Why, you young rascal, no. I should never marry again.
Don't be rash, Dad. Think it over. Where are your things?
At the hotel.
Go and change. Make yourself look as nice as possible. And when Dad, put a flower in your buttonhole.
A flower in my buttonhole? Oh.
Confound your stature.
Glad you're on my side, my boy.
Charley Wykeham, my dad.
Oh.
Glad to know you, my boy. Glad to know you.
It's her nephew. It's a nice boy. You like him.
All right. Well, I'm off. I suppose I shall do as you say and have a look at her. Have a nice day, Jack.
Well, what is it?
Read that.
Important business. Don't expect me for a few days. Donna Lucia de Avadores? No!
She's not coming.
But she must. The girls won't remain without a chaperone.
What shall we do?
I say, Jack, come and look at me.
What the deuce is it? By George! Splendid! Charley, come quick! Do you know what a pious fraud is?
Pious fraud?
First cousin to a miracle. Look.
What is it?
Babs, your aunt.
Babs. My aunt!
She's the only one you've got, so you have to make the most of her.
Oh, I say, look here. How's this?
Splendid. Oh, here. Sit down. The girls are coming soon.
The girls?
Yes. You must be Charley's aunt.
Me? No!
They won't stop if you do.
Won't stop if I do. What do you mean?
You must be her.
I must take these things off.
No, stay here. Keep him down.
What I said.
Show them in, Brasset. No. Oh, you've got back. I'm so
Yes.
glad.
We're so sorry we were so late. Amy wanted to buy some flowers for Charley's aunt. Has she come?
Oh, yes, has she? I hope she's come.
Oh, yes. She's come.
Miss Verdun, Miss Spettigue, my aunt, Donna Lucia de Alvadores.
Why don't you say something?
How do you do, my dears?
Well, we've called upon you before, Donna Lucia, but you hadn't arrived.
And we brought you these.
Thank you.
I hope your journey from town hasn't tired you.
Oh, no, it was very lovely. Pleasant, I mean. I say, what do I do with these?
Stick them in your dress.
Mr. Wykeham, you're looking quite ill. Are you all right?
Oh, am I? I'm just anxious, that's all.
He's a little affected at meeting his aunt for the first time today. Go on, say something.
What am I to say?
I don't know, talk about the weather.
Charming weather.
Oh, yes, it's delightful.
Quite.
Oh, gents will do anything after all.
I say, you're placing me in a very terribly false position.
Donna Lucia, may I arrange those for you?
Oh.
After all, you know, we have some nice weather sometimes in poor old England.
What on earth does she mean by that?
Are you a foreigner?
A foreigner? What did you say my name was?
Donna Lucia de Alvadores.
What am I? Irish?
No, English, married a Portuguese abroad,
From Brazil.
and a millionaire.
Well, I say, have I any children?
No, you fool!
Well, not to know. That's all right. I can go on now. Yes, it's very merry weather for England.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
Should I take them to the chapel and to see the cloisters?
No, we'll attend to them.
Oxford is all very new to you, Donna Lucia, but it's a dear old place in any weather. Me and Amy would love to show you all about.
Well, I should be delighted.
You are staying till tomorrow, are you not?
Am I staying until tomorrow?
No.
No!
Oh,
Oh, no, but you will. You must. Mustn't you, Kitty?
yes,
Oh,
she must.
no, I'm afraid Auntie has some business in town. She can't stay till tomorrow.
Oh, yes, it's my washing day.
Yes, lawyers, stocks.
Ah, yes, stocks and socks. All very important, you know.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We have so long to know you.
Oh, have you, my dear?
Oh, yes, Mr. Wykeham has told us so much about you. He's made us quite love you.
Oh, has he, my dear?
And he's so grateful. He says he owes everything to you and could never repay you. And oh, he's in such good frank and upright man. It was so noble of you.
But, my dear, it was only the duty to see after the welfare of my poor brothers.
Sisters, you fools.
Sisters, sisters, and brother-in-law's orphan girl.
Boy.
Boys. I'll say twins in a minute.
Yes, but it was so good of you to find out. You were so far away in a foreign land, and he could have been left to starve or fall into cruel hands. But you have a good, kind, affectionate nature.
Oh, have I, my dear?
Anyone can see it in your face.
No.
Oh, I feel I could tell my whole heart to you.
Don't let her.
I won't let her. The poor little thing. I think that's all very nice and kind of you.
Oh, you don't mind me talking to you like this, do you?
Oh, no. And you must tell me all you like once I get to know you better.
Oh, I feel I've known you for years and years already.
They're jealous. I'm sorry, but it was very nice.
Mr. Chesney. Oh, beg pardon, sir, but I heard Mr. Spettigue outside the gate.
Mr.
My uncle.
Mr. Spettigue?
That's not good.
You must send him away, Mr. Chesney. Please tell me you will.
What am I to say? What am I to do?
Say what you like, but only get rid of him.
Why won't anyone open this door? I say, why won't anyone open this door?
do you want, sir?
I wish to see Mr. Chesney at once.
Where did you get that hat, sir? Take it off. Don't sit down. I'm not sitting down, and I did not ask you to sit down.
We'll waive that for the present, madam. I wish to see Mr. Chesney at once.
Well, you can't. He's not here. I'm the only person here.
But the porter said that 2 young ladies, my niece and ward, were both here.
And I tell you now, sir, I am the only young lady present.
But the porter told me he saw them come in.
And he didn't say he saw them go out.
No!
Well, then where do you think they've gone?
Into the garden.
They've done nothing of the kind.
Then they've gone into town.
Well, then why couldn't you think of that before, sir? And now, having all the information you're likely to get in your present condition...
Madam!
Disgraceful! Where have you been?
Madam, I assure you I am annoyed, but perfectly sober.
Well, you don't look it. And others can be annoyed as well as yourself, sir.
Madam, I apologize. Good morning. Did you see anything strike that hat?
I beg your pardon?
Did you see anything strike that hat?
He wants me to do it again.
Oh, ladies!
You old dear.
Donna Lucia.
Oh, just look at him.
What's he doing? Oh, the idiot.
Why don't we set up for luncheon?
Yes, that's a good idea.
In Dave's kitchen right now. I was looking for bread for a long time.
I think my dad should be here any minute.
Ah, yes.
Dad?
Yes.
Well, I say, am I in any relation to him?
No, you're Charley's aunt from Brazil.
Brazil? Where's that?
You know, where the nuts come from.
Oh.
Well, you
So-
get seated.
How do y'all fancy hot dogs? A sandwich or not?
Well, that must be my dad. Hello, Dad.
Hello. Won't you introduce me to our guest?
Oh, yes. Miss Verdun, my father.
Pleased.
Miss Spettigue, my father.
Charmed. Thank you, Brasset. Now, Jack, has she come?
Oh, yes. She's come. Go on, Charley. Introduce your aunt.
Sir Francis Chesney, Jack's father. My aunt, Donna Lucia de Alvadores.
How do you do, Sir Francis? I'm Charley's aunt from Brazil. Where the nuts come from?
How do you do? Jack, my boy, is that the lady?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, my dear boy, this is impossible.
Dad, don't go. Here, come on. Charlie's told you all about him.
Charley's told you all about him.
No, my nephew Charles.
My nephew Charles has told me all about you.
In his letters.
In his letters.
I'm much obliged to Mr. Wykeham, but I've only met him today for the first time.
Oh, yes, but Dad, I've been simply photographing you to Charlie for years.
Oh, yes, he's a splendid photographer.
Remember, you've only just met Charlie today.
Why didn't you say that before?
I did. Dad, will you take Donna Lucia?
Yes, of course. Allow me, Donna Lucia.
Why, thank you, Sir Francis. You will sit beside me, won't you?
I shall be delighted. You've travelled a great deal, I suppose.
Oh, yes, Sir Francis. I've been a great traveller.
Oh, excuse me. Luncheon is ready.
Thank you, Brasset.
Thank you, Brasset.
No.
Donna Lucia. Donna Lucia.
What's that?
Aunt. Aunt. Mayonnaise. Here you go.
Thank you.
There you are, Dad.
Thank you.
Miss Spettigue.
Oh, yes, please.
That is dreadful. Okay. Miss Verdun.
Please.
All right, Jack, opened up.
No, thank you.
Are you sure, Jack?
Yes, quite sure.
Come on, the train, the train.
No.
All right.
I think we must discuss your relationship with this friend.
I quite agree.
Well, I say so, Francis. That's a lovely flower.
Do you like it? Will you accept it?
Thank you. I shall have it stuffed.
Some champagne, Brasset.
You have lovely rooms here, Mr. Chesney.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, quite nice. Don't you think so, Sir Francis?
Yeah, well, quite lovelier today, I imagine, than usual. God. Oh. Damn it, Jack. Where the dickens did you get this wine? It's horrid.
And these sandwiches. There's one crusty sandwich, Jack.
Sorry?
A little water, please.
Oh, yes. Open the champagne, Brasset.
I can't find it, sir.
Can't find it? I thought it was in ice. Charlie, where is it?
We may have put it... Nope.
Must be somewhere.
What is it? What is it you're looking for?
The champagne, Donna Lucia.
What? Haven't you got any? I knew they'd forget something. I've brought some with me in my bag. In my bag, Brasset?
Oh! Mr. Spettigue!
Oh, Uncle.
So I was right all along, and that old fool of a woman told me they were not here.
Mr. Spettigue.
Don't address me, sir. And this is how you take advantage of my absence.
Mr. Spettigue.
Don't address me, sir. I have no wish to hold any converse with you.
If you could let us explain, sir.
My business is with this young man, sir, not with you.
But you won't listen to either of them.
You forget yourself, sir.
Sir, perhaps you will remember that ladies are present.
I disapprove of their presence and request them to return with me.
We can discuss this matter on a more fitting occasion.
Yes, good idea. Let him come again.
You are a very foolish old woman, and I must beg of you not to interfere. Ladies, come!
Sir, you cannot put such an affront upon Mr. Wykeham's friends.
I don't know them. I don't know them.
Well then, introduce me, Mr. Wykeham.
Mr. Spettigue, Sir Francis Chesney.
Mr. Chesney is my son, sir, and this woman is Donna Lucia de Alvadores.
Say, don't introduce me to him, sir. I've been sufficiently insulted by this old boondock gentleman already.
I consult my own feelings when I say that I am deeply annoyed to find on prematurely returning my niece and ward lunching with these two young gentlemen without my permission.
To meet Mr. Wykeham's aunt.
Indeed.
There is no indeed about it, sir. I repeat, to meet Mr. Wykeham's aunt.
In my mind, it matters little.
In my mind, it matters everything. Therefore, again, allow me to introduce you. Donna Lucia de Alvadores, the famous millionaire. Mr. What's his confounded name, Jack?
Spettigue.
Mr. Spettigue.
Celebrated millionaire? Oh, how do you do?
How do you do? I'm Charley's aunt from Brazil, where the nuts come from.
I've been indiscreet. Oh, I am sorry. I am very, very sorry.
Go on. He's apologized. Ask him to lunch.
Well, if you're apologizing...
Oh, by all means. I'm just so sorry.
Well, you'll stay to lunch, won't you?
Why, if you wish it, and am I forgiven?
Forgiven. Here, take this as a peace offering.
My flower. Allow me, Donna Lucia.
Oh, allow me.
Oh.
Are you all right?
Well, we're sailing along. It's a wonderful little lake. Not a doubt about it. A bit singular looking, perhaps. But then look at some of your old ladies. Nobody believe impossible. And it don't seem a bit too worse to look at than two or three I mentioned holding very odd positions too. Well, the old gents do have their eye on her. Lord, if they only knew. I fancy Sir Francis's favorite, but old Spettigue fancies himself. Well, college gents will do anything.
What are you laughing at, eh?
beg pardon, sir. I was only thinking of an old aunt of mine.
What?
Uncle, I mean.
Mind your own business. Oh, and go get tea. Do you see? Tea.
Tea, sir. Yes, sir.
Out here.
Out here, sir?
Yes. Don't stare like that. It's all right. I've got special permission.
Oh, beg pardon, sir.
What the hell, Brasset? Get out. Now for Kitty. Babs frightened the life out of me 2 or 3 times the way he leaped from the dinner table like he hadn't had food for a month. But we've gotten over the worst. All the same, I haven't been able to have my chat yet with Kitty, and I've given her a hint to meet me here, where we can talk quietly. Here she is.
Confound this tree, Jack! That's poor planning.
Hang it, I have a most particular appointment here with Kitty, so go away.
But so have I.
With Kitty?
No, with Amy, you dunce.
We both made appointments in the same place. I've confounded it all. What are we to do?
Well, they're your rooms.
Yes, but you're my guest. Here, we'll toss for it. Do you have any money?
Aha! A penny.
Oh, all right. Sudden death. Tails, you and Amy. Heads, me and... Oh, here she is!
Jack, that's all the money I've got.
There you are, Mr. Chesney.
Yeah, I live.
Yes, I'm here. In fact, waiting. Why don't you go? Have you no tact?
But, Jack, what's about me and Amy?
Yes, what about her?
I swear, I want to go in the garden. I have a very important conversation to have with her here.
Well, so do me and Kitty.
Well, I guess they are your rooms, so...
Yes, they are. Let's go over there. Here. Kitty, sit, please. You look lovely.
Thank you.
Ah, Kitty! Oh, I mean Amy! Ah,
There you are, Mr. Wykeham.
oh, Lord. I'm sorry.
Beastly awkward. I say, Charley, has Miss Spettigue seen all around the garden?
Well, yes, Jack. She's been around 2 or 3 times. In fact, we just came from there, didn't we?
Oh, yes.
It's an awfully lovely garden, isn't it?
I suppose it is. I mean...
Suppose? Why, you haven't seen half of it. Charley, Miss Spettigue hasn't seen half the garden. Go show her the roses and primroses and cabbages and things.
But, Jack...
And Charley, tell Miss Spettigue those beautiful lines of yours, to our garden in the summer.
Jack! Don't tell her I write poetry. She'll think I'm an awful ass.
And Miss Spettigue, don't forget, tea in half an hour.
Very well, Mr. Chesney.
Jack, I'll go, but I'm terrified of seeing Babs there.
Well, don't. It's a large garden. Keep out of his way. And now, Kitty, my dear Kitty.
Don't you think it's rather selfish of us, Mr. Chesney, to send them away like that?
Well, we tossed for it. Yes, it.
You what?
I mean, they'll be much happier together, alone. When it seems as if I couldn't get 5 minutes alone with you without some miserable interruption. Indeed, I was beginning to think you think me very rude, neglecting you as I have done.
Well, no, I don't really mind. I can't expect you to devote yourself entirely to me now, can I? But it's getting rather late, and I think now...
Yes, and now?
Well, I think we should be going now.
Go? Now? Oh, good gracious, no!
Why not?
Before I've even had a word with you? Oh, Kitty, won't you sit down? I have something to say of importance.
All right.
You know, there are times when a fellow's got to think a lot and think long.
I suppose so.
And there are times when a fellow mustn't stop to think, or if he does, he'll spoil his chance.
Well, I guess.
Now, Kitty, my dear Kitty.
I beg pardon. No, don't mind me. I only wanted a word with my boy here.
Oh, then I'll go run into the garden to see the roses and the primroses and cabbages and things.
Oh, capital.
Well, Dad, what is it?
Well, Jack, you know I'd do anything to see you get on in the world and make your mark, as I know you will.
You needn't tell me all this, Dad.
Well, the point being, I've decided to take your advice, my boy, and plan our way out of this financial difficulty by marrying a woman of wealth.
I see. You've fallen to the fascinations of some young and lovely thing.
Well, no, Jack, she's not overly lovely, and she's not particularly young. Thing may be appropriate, but she does have money, which in this case is the real object.
Well, if you're satisfied, go in and win.
And I have you to thank, my boy, for the tip.
Thank me for the tip. I'm sorry, Dad, I don't remember. Who is she? What's her name?
Can't you guess?
No, Dad, I can't.
Oh, you'll be delighted when I tell you.
Yes, well?
Donna Lucia de Alvadores.
What? Well, that's impossible.
Impossible? Why? Is there something against the lady's reputation?
No, but you mustn't. You can't.
Mustn't? Can't? Why, Jack, what a boy you are. Didn't you yourself tell me to go to the hotel, change my things, and put a flower in my pocket? And I do believe the flower's done it, my boy.
No, she gave it away, Dad.
My dear boy, she's explained all that.
This is horrible. But, Dad, circumstances have altered since then.
Oh, in what way?
You know, you're too good. You're not the type of man to be thrown away like this.
Jack, your consideration for me settles it. It'll put you forward years. As things stand, she wouldn't have looked twice at me had she been, as you suggested, young and lovely. But the way things are going, I think I've got quite the shot. And Mr. Spettigue, despite his marked attentions, hasn't got the ghost of a chance with me.
Mr. Spettigue? Attentions? What are we doing? Dad! Take time, Dad. Think it over.
Think it over? My dear boy, that's not the way an old soldier makes love. I'm off to your rooms to get myself a rattling good spanking brandy and soda to bring me up to the mark. In fact, I may forget the soda.
Great Scott, what's the young monkey doing?
Shut! Confound your foliage! Babs is carrying on disgracefully. He's taken Amy with him, he's going off around the garden with her.
Well, that's nothing to what's going on here. Do you hear that?
Yes, what is that?
My dad getting himself a rattling good spanking brandy and soda.
Brandy and soda, what for?
To propose to Babs. That's all.
We're damned.
Get up, you idiot.
I knew something awful would come of this. How could you let it go on?
Well, don't blame me. It was the fault of your own muddle-headed aunt not knowing her own mind and leaving us in a lurk. I could strangle her.
What shall we do, Jack?
We must find Babs and bring him up to the governor's name.
Find Babs, but
Here,
Jack...
come on. We'll go around the garden different ways. We'll find him.
No, can't you end this
No,
work?
we mustn't lose our heads now. Come on.
Ah, much better. Where is she? I didn't tell the dear old boy, more particularly when he raised objections, but she promised to meet me here in 10 minutes, and time's up. Time's up. Ah, my dear John. Damn, that old fool Spettigue, and with my flower in his coat. Are you looking for anybody?
No.
Are you in want of anything?
No, I was only thinking it was a very lovely afternoon. You know, the garden is looking particularly pleasant this evening. Perhaps you ought to give it a good look before you go.
Oh, I will. Before I go, have a cigarette?
No, thank you. I never smoke in the daytime.
Well, as you are not smoking...
Oh, don't mind me. Don't mind me.
I was only thinking, perhaps you should return to the garden. The ladies might think it rude, both of us being away.
Perhaps so. Perhaps so. She's in the garden.
Well, that's got rid of old Spettigue, but she's still not here.
I say, Dad, you haven't seen Donna Lucia, have you?
No, I haven't.
That's fortunate.
I'm waiting for her, here.
Waiting for her? Here?
Yes, I didn't tell you before, my boy, but she's promised to meet me here, and she's due. In fact, she's overdue, so get out, my boy, get out!
They mustn't meet till I've seen him. Now, I come to think of it, Dad, I saw her only a moment ago.
Oh? Where?
In the garden.
In the garden? Oh, hang it, I've just sent old Spettigue there.
I know Babs isn't there, but where on earth has he got to? Well, have you found him?
No, haven't you?
No, I've looked all over the place for him.
And the worst of it is he's got Amy with him.
No, it's a shame.
Oh, just look at him. Isn't it too bad?
There you are, Mr. Wykeham. Did you think you'd lost us?
Oh, yes, I'm afraid I did.
What were you doing with that girl, you fool?
Nothing.
Stop where you are. I have something to tell you.
Oh, have you?
Charley, has Miss Spettigue seen all around the chapel? Take her while I tell Babs. That's an awfully pretty chapel. It's really quite something.
If he does it again, Jack, I'll punch him in the face.
What do you mean by this game?
What game?
You promised to look after those two.
Well, I'm doing my best.
Doing your best? You're supposed to look after those two old chaps. But here you are. But I've no need to argue.
Oh, no. I wouldn't argue if I were you.
Yes. Listen, I need to put you on your guard.
On my guard? Oh, thank you.
Yes. My dad's going to propose to you.
Oh, is he? Well, that's all right. I'm not going to marry him for you or for anyone else.
Of course not. All you've got to do is to remember that you're a real old lady.
How the dickens am I to remember that I'm a real old lady with my trousers on?
Never mind your trousers. Look out. Here's somebody else. I'm off.
What am I to say? What am I to do?
Oh, say he's taking you by surprise. Whatever you do, mind you refuse him.
Oh, yes. I'll refuse him.
And she's still not here. It's ridiculous. I know ladies are proverbially unpunctual, but still.
Ooh, ooh.
Oh, my dear Donna Lucia, here you are. I was beginning to be afraid that I'd lost you and popped into the garden. Won't you have a seat? Got her at last. Now for the plunge. What's her real age, I wonder? Well, a lady's never too old for a compliment, so here goes. Donna Lucia, I hope you will pardon the rude metaphor of an old campaigner, but meeting you today for the first time, as I have done, is like to some lonely traveller coming across a bright little floweret by the wayside.
Do you mean me?
Yes, Donna Lucia, yes.
What to say to that, I wonder?
Oh, yes. I think that's all very nice and kind of you.
Donna Lucia, the flower I mean must dwell in my heart, walk at my side, and sit at the head of my table forever.
He's getting on.
So, allow me to come to the point with a soldier's bluntness. Will you be my wife?
Oh.
Will you be my little floweret?
The fact is, I don't know if I can.
Then I may hope?
No, I'm afraid not. I wouldn't hope if I were you.
Then, am I to understand that no words of mine can alter your decision?
Well, I'm afraid not. The fact is, I am another's.
Another's?
What I say, don't be downhearted. I'll tell you what I'll do if you like.
Yes.
I will be a sister to you.
Only a sister?
Only a sister, nothing more.
And no words of mine can alter your decision?
Well, no, I'm afraid not. You see, I'm in a more peculiar position than I could ever explain. I'm a woman with a history.
Then I suppose there's no use in us prolonging this conversation anymore. And you will accept my regrets and humblest apologies for ever having broached the subject?
Oh, certainly. And any time you're passing...
Oh, refused. What a relief. I'm sorry, though, for the boy's sake. Oh, well. I do so love this garden.
Well, here's a deuce of a mess.
You fool. What did you make a fool of my dad like that for?
I didn't make a fool of the fool. You fool? Did you see what he called me?
Yes, a floweret.
Yes, by the wayside. That's a nice thing, isn't it?
Why didn't you cut him short and refuse him at once?
Why, I couldn't refuse him until he'd proposed. No lady could. You see, the fact is, I shall see myself in the divorce courts before I even know where I am.
Is that Spettigue?
Hang it, I'm off, but I shall land him one. I know I shall.
Mr. Chesney, have you seen... Oh!
What did he bolt like that for? Anyhow, they don't wreck my future happiness. I must find Kitty. Why couldn't Charley's aunt behave like a lady and show up as she promised, instead of giving us all this trouble?
First door to the left. Thank you very much.
The first door to the left, the man said, Ella.
Yes, here it is. Mr. John Chesney. Shall I knock?
Yes, do, my dear. Chesney. The name sounds familiar. Why couldn't my nephew remain in his rooms instead of compelling me to follow him about like this?
You telegraphed to say that you couldn't come.
I know, my dear.
And then you changed your mind.
Yes, for about the first time in my life.
Why?
Some vague desire to see him without his knowing. Knock again, dear.
Oh, the porter said they might all be in the garden. Oh, but I could roam about these old places all day. Isn't it all beautiful?
Dream away, Ella. I shall wait until someone comes.
Oh, to live among these leafy shades, ancient spires, and sculptured nooks, like silent music, a scholar's fairyland.
But to one poor sublunary being, not quite so young as she used to be, a bit fatiguing.
Oh, and how lovely it must all be by moonlight, where the shadows have no sudden fears, but are only folds in the mantle of sleep, and all is peace. And the silver bells chime to the sentinel angel of the night, who whispers back, "All's well, sweet bells, all's well."
You fanciful little woman. But what has put all this about angels and so forth in your head today?
Oh, I don't know.
I think I can trace back all the little byways and slyways of thought that generally lead in one direction.
Oh no, it's all so sweet here.
And so it was there, by moonlight, seen from the bridge of a certain yacht. The rippling sea, blue night, and brilliant stars. You see how I remember your words. And a certain someone who told you, as you listened to the chime of the ship's bell, that you looked like the angel of the watch. He was a flattering-tongued person, that someone. What was his name again?
Oh, I've told you so often.
Lord Fancourt Babberly. But I don't want your mind fixed on these things, my dear. Why, I'd almost forgotten to tell you. I've invested your poor father's money for you, and thanks to his forethought for his little girl, he has rendered you independent for life. What is worse, independent of me.
Independent?
But you won't be, Ella.
No.
For I've grown to love the little orphan I met in such grief in a strange land, so much that I am not independent of her. So, let's make a bargain. Put that dreadful evidence of my dependence aside, and let it grow, and be my little girl, and call me Auntie. Will you?
Oh, yes, Auntie, yes.
But how did your father come to have so large a sum of money by him like that? I thought he'd lost it all.
Papa won it at cards.
Won it at cards? When?
During his illness.
From whom?
From Lord Fancourt Babberly.
Is Lord Babberly a gambler too?
No.
Oh.
Oh, but Auntie, if ever we meet again, may I give it back?
I don't think he'd take it.
Why not?
It seems to me he went to too much trouble to lose it. But I'm not going to speak for him. I don't want you ever to leave me. My dear, you've set me thinking.
Have I? What about?
Oh, just about someone who...
Oh, do tell me.
It was before I went abroad, to Brazil. I was very young, and he was very shy. He never called me the angel of the watch, but he did get as far as a stammering compliment and a blush. And then?
And then?
Then he was ordered off with his regiment.
Without ever?
Without ever.
Oh, Auntie.
It was at a dance, the evening before he went away.
And you've never loved anyone since.
I was a sentimental young lady in those days.
What was his name, Auntie?
Frank Chesney. How strange. Oh, I'm afraid we're intruding.
Not at all. The college grounds are open to everyone. I am, in a sense, at home here, mainly because these are my son's rooms.
And you, pardon my asking, are you, or rather were you, Lieutenant Frank Chesney?
I was.
And you don't remember me?
I admit with great regret that I have no recollection whatsoever now.
It must be more than 30 years since.
30 years?
He doesn't remember me.
30 years is a long time, Auntie.
30 years. Where was the regiment then, I wonder?
Everyone's calling card but my own, of course. Mrs. Beverly Smythe. So then, you've forgotten the day you first embarked for India.
No.
But you've forgotten the evening before.
No, not entirely, Lucy! Oh, and to think that that very night I nearly made you an avowal that... Oh, but no, you wouldn't remember that, of course.
No?
No, because I never told you, but that night I nearly promised you... Oh, well, never mind that now. And to think we haven't seen each other in over, well, let's say 30 years, shall we?
I'm afraid so.
Oh, I remember that night perfectly. You were in white, tied up with blue.
Tied up with blue, like a chocolate box.
Oh, I must introduce you to my son. He's a splendid fellow. These are his rooms. Or rather, he's lent them to a college friend, a young chap named Wykeham.
Ah, Wykeham.
Yes, he's entertaining 2 young ladies and his aunt.
His aunt?
Yes, an old lady from Brazil.
From Brazil?
Yes, Donna Lucia de Alvadores, I believe.
Auntie, what does it mean?
Wait a minute, my dear. Do I understand you to say that Donna Lucia de Alvadores is here? Actually here?
Yes, in the garden. Oh, at least she was 5 minutes ago. Would you like me to introduce you? May I have your collar? Or actually, perhaps it might be better if you were to go into the garden to meet them.
Ah, certainly. I have my niece with me, Miss Delahay.
Pleased to meet you.
Colonel?
Sir Francis Chesney. Just this way.
Come, Ella.
Oh, Jack, my boy. Things might have been very different indeed had that been Donna Lucia. Ah, well, such are the times. This tree looks different somehow.
Doing with the old gen now. Seems as if they're playing a game of some kind. I do think running about like that is quite dangerous. And I'm not too sure if I didn't get sight of his lordship's trousers.
And here we are at last. No one here? I'm going to talk to you alone.
Alone?
Yes.
But, Jack, look.
What are you doing, Brasset? Go away.
Just setting cups for tea, sir.
Just put it back for half an hour. Can't you see I'm engaged?
But you give orders.
Busy. Confound you. Go away. And now, Kitty, my dear Kitty.
You've said that before, Jack.
Kitty, I go straight at most things. I'm not going to hesitate over this.
Is it that you place so much importance to it, or is it that you don't care what you say?
It's, both. Mixed. And now, Kitty, my dear Kitty.
Yes, Jack?
Kitty, do be serious. In a few hours, it could be hundreds of miles away. Maybe years before we meet again. Unless...
Unless what?
Will you listen?
I can't help myself.
You know how my father intended me for Parliament and all that?
Yes.
Well, now he tells me I have to give up all that and earn my own living.
Well, that will do you no harm, Jack.
No, that's how I look at it. I've done well up here. I've worked hard, and work tells me wherever you are, so I intend to turn out all right one way or another. I've broken the ice at last!
The dear fellow.
Oh, I hope they keep away.
Well, I hope you get every success.
Of course, in time I shall be all right. But the question is, will you wait?
Wait. What for?
No, I beg pardon, I didn't mean that.
Oh, you didn't mean it.
No. What I really mean is that I would like you to understand...
Yes?
Before I hesitate any further...
Yes, what was that?
Oh, Kitty. Well, to be practical and lay everything fairly before you, my position in life is something in,
The city.
Oh, thanks. My home...
Suburban.
Thanks. Exactly. Transit,
Bus or rail?
my personal income,
Small.
my extra income.
Precarious.
But under certain conditions, my fears would be nil and my hopes tremendous. Now you know all. That's how I stand.
Oh, that's how you stand.
Oh, Kitty. It's my duty to tell her all,
The dear fellow.
or I'll kill anyone who comes now.
Well, I hope you get every happiness.
Yes, of course, Kitty, but it'll never be realized without you.
Without me.
Now you're vexed with me. You hate the city. You loathe buses. You hate suburbs.
Why would you say that, Jack?
Oh, Kitty.
As if I didn't have the heart to do with thousands of better girls than I have done.
Kitty.
As if I couldn't guess all the fun that comes out of cooking, mending, and ministering to the wants and happinesses of a man who work and strive for the woman he loves.
And then, Kitty?
Try me, Jack, for I love you dearly.
You do? Oh, you do?
Well, I love you as much as you love me.
Oh, Kitty.
My dear Kitty.
My dear Kitty. I've done it! I've done it! In spite of the lot of them.
But my guardian, Mr. Spettigue.
We'll send for him at once.
Oh, that won't do.
Won't do?
Yes, or he'll retract. His consent must be in writing, and there's only one person who can get that written consent for us. So be a good boy and get her to me at once.
What? Amy?
No, silly fool. Donna Lucia, Charley's aunt.
Donna Lucia? But Kitty...
Shut up. You go get Donna Lucia, while I go get Amy. Be a good boy.
What was that all about? Where are we now?
Jack! Jack! Mark me one more time, my confounded hat. Jack!
What?
I told her everything.
You fool! Told her what? What for?
That I love her?
Oh. Is that all?
Well, yes, prime shy, but Jack, she's going to find Donna Lucia to get her uncle's consent. We'll be in the dickens of a mess yet.
Oh, I know. Well, just keep cool, man. We're all right up to now. We're all right up to now. That's Spettigue.
Oh, dear.
When and how shall I earliest meet her? What are the words she'll first say to me?
You'll have us found out and disgraced.
And did a damn good job, too. You don't know the things he keeps on saying to me.
He? Who?
Why, my mash, old Spettigue.
Well, what does he say?
Yes, what does he say?
No, Charlie's too young.
Get out, man. That's nothing.
No, but it's very embarrassing. Look how well I get on with the girls.
Yes. Confound you a little too well.
Oh, do I?
Jack, I can live this confounded lie no longer.
Now don't stop that. Some lies have got to be lived.
What for?
To save confessing them, you idiot.
I just wish to goodness you bring this all to an end.
As it is, the selfish idiot's ruining and spoiling everything.
I wish he would know how to carry on, but he doesn't know how.
The selfish little beast.
I wish we would have asked Freddie Peel now.
Oh, at any rate, Freddie Peel would have stood by us like a man.
He looks like such a fool. When you think about all the misery he's put us to.
I feel so infernally indignant.
Just look at him now.
I could wring his head off.
Oh. Spettigue!
Mr. Chesney, have you seen Donna Lucia?
Yes, out in the garden.
I say, I can live this lie no longer. Let's Charley have a go. Here's your hat. Here's your wig. Here's this thing, whatever it may be.
Just when we want old Spettigue in his best humor, you go and risk everything by this fool of a game.
What fool of a game? I could never marry old Spettigue. I could never be happy with a man like that.
Well, you know, Babs, if it was your girl, we would do anything for you.
Well, I say, where's my antimacassar?
And all you think about is running after our girls. Confound you.
Well, I say, am I all right behind?
Oh, God.
Oh, look out, here are the girls. Put your whip back on.
Oh, there you are, Donna Lucia. Donna Lucia, me and Amy want so much to speak to you.
We're in a difficulty.
In a difficulty?
Yes. Come over here. Yes, and we want you to be an angel. Now, Jack, do go away.
Oh, yes, Charley, do go away.
Well, you know my guardian, Mr. Spettigue, right? Well, under my father's will, he gets nearly all my money if I marry without his consent.
And Jack and Kitty are in love with each other, and Jack's lost all his money or something.
And for years and years...
And Kitty wants you to...
Now, wait a moment, Amy dear.
Yes, wait a moment, Amy dear. It's her turn now.
Sorry, now it's your turn.
Yes, now it's your turn.
Well, Amy and Charley are in love as well, but you don't object, do you?
Oh, no, my dears.
Oh, you dear thing.
Now, Jack, do go away.
Yes, Charley, go away.
Yes, go away. They want me to be an angel.
What shall we do?
Well, go and get tea. We must bring them all and stop this.
You know where we left off, don't you?
Oh, yes. You're all in love and want to get married.
Well, yes.
And we want Uncle's consent.
And we want yours, too. First, you'll give your consent to Amy and Charley, won't you?
Well, of course, my dear.
Oh, you are so kind, but I knew it from the first.
But now we want you to be an angel and do it.
An angel and do it. Do what?
Why, get Mr. Spettigue's consent.
But, my dears, I have no influence over him.
Oh, but you're so clever and so kind.
And so rich.
Oh, and so rich. I remember I spent half a crown only this morning.
Well, now for my consent. It must be in writing.
In writing?
Yes, and you must get it.
Get it?
Why, make him write a letter or something. At any rate, you must try.
Oh, Donna Lucia, do say you'll try.
Well, if I must.
Well, the issue is, you have to get it quickly, because we're going away.
Oh, I say, my dears, don't leave me.
Yes, we're off to Scotland tomorrow.
Oh, Scotland, I know. A beautiful country, where the whiskey comes from.
Well, you are our only hope, Donna Lucia.
Oh, Donna Lucia, have you ever been in love?
Oh, dozens of times. I mean, once in love, always in love, you know.
Sure. Then you do know what it means to us, don't you?
Well, I should rather think I did.
And you'll get his consent for us, won't you?
Of course, my dear.
Oh, you can't say no now.
Oh, no, not now.
Well then, Amy, come on. We'll go get Mr. Spettigue to you at once.
Here's a deuce of a mess. I say, Brasset, get me a brandy and soda, will you? No, here's old Spettigue coming now.
Oh, Donna Lucia, there you are. I have longed to speak to you. I have so much to say.
Mr. Spettigue. Mr. Spettigue, will you introduce me to...
What a cruel interruption. We were getting on so nicely. Oh, yes, of course. Mrs. Buttercup Smythe, Donna Lucia de Alvadores.
How do you do? I'm Charley's aunt from Brazil, where the nuts come from.
How do you do? Do you know I am most interested in meeting you?
Really?
Yes. I knew your late husband. Intimately.
Why was this hat made? Can it? Whatever's the matter, Babs?
She knew my late husband intimately.
What?
How are we getting on? Everything's all right, isn't it?
No, she knew my late husband intimately.
Oh, the deuce. Here's tea.
Well, what of it?
You must entertain. Donna Lucia, will you pour tea?
Do we all take tea?
You haven't been in England long, have you?
Oh, change the subject.
Change the subject.
No, ask her if she takes sugar and cream.
No, do you take sugar and cream?
No, ask her if she takes sugar and cream.
Ask her if she takes sugar and cream.
I should think I like a little sugar and cream. Oh, my hat! I've got to keep her in the humor. I must see her alone. I've got it. I'll invite them to dine at my house, and that will be the time for my purpose. Pardon me, I have a little proposition to make.
Hear, hear.
And I can't take no.
Mr. Spettigue's carriage.
Capital, the very thing. Now, I want you, all of you, to come and stay and dine at my house.
Oh,
Grand idea.
That's delightful.
Very kind of you.
You will return with me to the carriage now, Donna Lucia?
I can't. I'm afraid it's impossible.
Oh, I will take no denial. I want all of you to come.
I have my niece with me, Miss Delahay.
Miss Delahay?
Bring her, delighted.
No, I can't. My things.
My things!
Donna Lucia!
There they go. Dinner's pretty well over now, and they'll be in here pretty soon. I fancy old Spettigue asking me to come in here in butler form. Well, I do suppose he is too mean to have a butler of his own. Well, anyways, I find it simply marvelous the way his lordship kept up with it. He makes a wonderful old lady. Something wonderful. Hello. Schwaz up. Well, if anything does go wrong, I have his lordship's trousers with me.
Oh, I say, Brasset, get me a fly, quick. I'm going home.
You've been going along all right. If you only paid more attention to old Spettigue, why did you bolt from the dinner table like that?
I didn't know that she was here then.
Instead of behaving in a dignified manner as Charley's at, here you are going on as an old...
Well, go on, finish it. Don't spare me. It's not like I'm drunk anyhow. Or if I am, it's for the want of it.
Now look here, this game won't do.
Think of the solemn promise you made to help us, for their sakes.
Yes, but she wasn't here then.
She? Who?
Why, the little girl.
What little girl?
Miss Delahay.
What? The girl of Mrs. What's her name, Smythe?
Yes, it's Butterscotch Smythe's niece.
Well, what of her?
Why, she's a little girl I met at Monte Carlo, and this Butterscotch woman is the woman who's going to take her away, and I'm off.
Stop! You've got us into a deuce of a mess.
Of all the beastly, ungrateful things to say.
What difference can it make to you now?
I want to talk to her.
Talk to her? What for?
I want to say what you've been telling all of your girls. Hang it, I'm just as much in love as you are.
Was there ever such an idiot?
No, there never was. Look at me. I'm a disgrace to my sex.
Well, if the worst comes to worst, we'll take the bull by the horns and be done with him.
You can take the bull by the tail for all I care. And what's more, tell your confounded girls to leave off kissing me before her. I won't stand it.
Don't shout, you idiot! We'll make up some excuse. Put him in a fly and be done with him.
And Charley, you can talk to Miss Verdun for me.
Miss Verdun? What have you got to say to Miss Verdun?
Haven't I promised to get old Spettigue's consent in writing, you idiot? You're as helpless as a couple of babies. You want your mothers with you.
This way, madame.
Look out. Sit.
How is your aunt, Mr. Wykeham? We were afraid she might be ill.
Oh, no, Auntie is just a little undertaken by the heat in the dining room.
The heat. I thought it was rather cold.
Oh, yes, Charley means that. Cold. You see, Donna Lucia's lived so long in a warm climate.
Won't you try some of Auntie's smelling salts?
Oh.
They're so good.
Yes. Here you are.
I hope Donna Lucia's all right.
Yes, I hope she is.
Yes, she's all right now.
Oh, then you go find Mr. Spettigue. He's most anxious to see what happened to Donna Lucia, and leave her with us.
Yes, we'll look after her now.
I say, you fellows, don't leave me like this. Here's a deuce of a position. I wonder what they'll talk about. I hope they'll be careful for me.
I wonder who she really is, Auntie.
Some old thing they got after receiving my telegram.
Say something to her, Auntie. I'd like to hear her talk.
I would, my dear, but look at her. If I ever thought they meant that, to be like me, I would never forgive them.
Brasset!
What's the story? Aha, that one.
The gentlemen seem to be enjoying themselves.
Yes, very much.
Don't they?
Do you know, I remember a very funny story.
That's just what I expected.
That Dom Pedro was very fond of telling.
I must put a stop to this.
I say, won't one of the young ladies play something, please?
How rude of her to interrupt like that.
She couldn't have heard you, Auntie.
Well, Mrs. Beverly Smythe, do tell us the story.
Yes, anything about Dom Pedro would be so interesting.
But perhaps Donna Lucia would prefer to tell Dom Pedro's story.
Tom Pedro.
Yes, Dom Pedro Delvadores, your late husband.
Oh, yes. I remember his name, but I don't hold his stories with such frivolity.
Auntie, don't tease her so. Tell the story yourself.
Well, Dom Pedro, who was the kindest soul in all the world. But will Donna Lucia give me permission?
Oh, do let Mrs. Beverly Smythe tell us the story, Donna Lucia.
And listen, won't you?
Well, if I must, I must.
Well, as I was saying, Dom Pedro, who was the kindest soul in all the world, once found one of his cellarmen tipsy, very tipsy.
Oh, tut-tut.
So Dom Pedro, whom the man did not recognize.
Why? Was Tom Pedro tipsy?
No, the man, Donna Lucia.
Dom Pedro was, of course, most abstemious. That is what makes the point of the story.
Oh, does it?
So, then the man said, and that's where it's so funny.
Oh, is that where we laugh?
No, not yet, Donna Lucia.
Oh.
The man said, oh, don't worry. Dom Pedro is often like this.
Tipsy?
Yes.
Of all the damned silly stories.
Aha! What was the man's name?
Really, I don't remember the man's name.
Oh, well, that's a pity.
But you don't remember the story, Donna Lucia? It was one of Dom Pedro's favorites.
Oh, perfectly. I shrieked when I first heard it. You know, that reminds me of a very funny story myself. Won't one of the young ladies play something, please?
Oh, no, I know. I'm so out of practice, actually. You play something, Amy.
Oh, I can't. I know nothing new.
Oh, play that charming little ballad, Ta-ra-ra, boom-de-ay.
I'm afraid I can't, Donna Lucia.
Won't you sing something for us, Donna Lucia?
Me?
Yes, one of those charming little Brazilian songs that Dom Pedro was so fond of.
Well, I haven't sung since I had the measles.
What?
Over 40 years ago.
Another libel. I was the merest infant.
But I play a little.
That's a great idea. I shan't have to talk. I can drown out their conversation.
I do hope you've quite recovered from the shock my niece gave you today.
Oh, yes. I was silly, wasn't I? Were you ever giddy?
Never.
Well, I was. What shall I play? A little Beethoven or Bluebells of Scotland? I'm sorry. Do you know that?
Come along, my dear friends, come along.
Well, there he is. Now, don't forget, his consent must be in writing.
In writing?
Yes, and you must get it. And I'll go get it. Me and Amy will bring everyone else into the garden.
Oh, bring the cigars, Brasset. Unless the ladies, Miss Beverly Smith, Donna Lucia, do you object to...
Smoking? Oh, no, I like it.
It helps with the insects and things.
Just look at him.
What's he doing?
He's staring at her like he's been doing all evening.
Oh, the fool.
You know, it's a sweet evening. Perhaps some of you may care to enjoy a cigar in the garden.
No, thank you.
It's a sweet evening.
You've been enjoying yourselves capitally, Miss Verdun. We heard the music.
Yes, Donna Lucia has been playing for us, you know.
Really? How charming. What would we do without your dear Aunt Charley?
Oh,
Don't groan like that. Mr. Spettigue, are you fond of music?
I hope to be.
Why? Are you going to start taking lessons?
I say, what's he looking at me like that for? Like a boiled owl.
I'm glad you've met Kitty now. She's a splendid girl, isn't she?
I quite like her, I must say, Jack.
Taking a load off my mind, Dad. Thought I was quite without means.
Not altogether, my boy. Not altogether. Have a cigarette.
Oh, thank you.
One more step on the road to manhood, eh, Jack?
You must get his consent in writing, on a letter or something. All right?
I shall.
Amy, you bring Charley out into the garden. I'll bring Jack.
I'm glad I've told the Dad now.
Why won't you listen to reason?
Of course. I'll listen to reason, but where is the letter?
Oh, I remember. I've not written it yet.
Not yet!
We must find an opportunity to talk it over alone.
That would be nice.
But Charlie, why are you so depressing? We ought to be very happy today.
Amy, with some joys becomes a sort of reaction. I'll be better tomorrow.
Come into the garden.
I've told the Dad blank out, and he's delighted. But Kitty, you don't mind turning your back on the row and society and all...
And returning it to the hollowness of my Monday and everyone else's rest of the week? Well, I don't think so, Jack. The vista is too heavenly. Let's come into the garden.
It's a sweet evening. Perhaps you may care again to enjoy a cigar in the garden.
No, thank you, sir.
It's a sweet evening.
Shall we join them?
Yes. It's a charity to leave these two people alone.
Oh? Why's that?
Just a little matchmaking mischief, that's all.
On Mr. Spettigue's account?
No, on Donna Lucia's.
They've gone. Lucia, they've gone. Oh, wonderful. I have longed for this moment. I have so many things to say.
But I have none to say to you, sir, after the promise you broke with me this morning.
Promise?
The letter, with full consent in writing.
How can we when we have matters that more nearly concern ourselves?
No, we have not, sir. You don't know me. I am no ordinary woman.
Will you hear me, Lucia?
I'll hear you with pleasure. But why won't you give me the letter?
Do I deserve this?
He deserves 6 months, the old idiot.
Lucia, you're a puzzle, an enigma.
I say, hang it, that decides me. Until you give me the letter, all is over between us.
That does it, Lucia. I will write the letter, a brief note.
With full consent and writing.
Then say you will be mine.
I'll say all you like, only don't be too long in the study.
Darling.
Well, I say, what devils we women are. I shan't be an old lady for the rest of my life. I haven't had a drink or smoke all day. Here they are. Splendid, splendid.
She's smoking. Ahem.
Oh!
Auntie, did you find the air a bit chilly?
Yes, my dear. I thought I'd get a wrap of some kind.
I'll get it for you.
Are you alone?
Oh, yes, all alone. And so sad.
Dear me, what a dreadful smell of smoke.
Oh, yes, I was just going to see who it was.
Oh, no, don't go. I wanted to talk to you.
Really?
Yes, about your late husband, Dom Pedro.
That would be nice.
Do you know, when I met Dom Pedro, he told me he had no wife.
Oh, the wicked storyteller. But But he was a cruel husband, you know.
The Dom Pedro I knew was noble, kind, and gentle.
Well, that was his father, the old gentleman with the white mustache.
I never knew such effrontery. Do you know, Donna Lucia, I'm surprised you don't indulge in the habit of smoking. So many Brazilian women do, you know.
Well, to be honest with you, that's just what I was doing when you came in.
Then pray don't let me interrupt you. I wouldn't have been surprised at a pipe.
Could I offer you one?
No, thank you.
Well, would you have a drink of any kind?
No, thank you. Pardon my curiosity, but have you any children?
Oh, only a few. I mean, none to speak of.
Auntie, here's your wrap.
Thank you, my dear. I'm going to go out into the garden. I fancy Sir Francis has something to say to me. And as it's rather chilly, perhaps you'd better stay in.
Auntie says we're not to hint about our knowing that she's not really Auntie. I only suppose she's doing it to oblige them. Oh, please don't go.
I was only going to go into the garden.
Oh, Auntie says I'd better stay inside because it's rather chilly.
Well, could I get you a wrap of any kind?
Oh, no, I'm all right. I was ill, you know.
Oh, but I didn't know.
Oh, I'm all right now, though, if I take care.
Oh, yes, you must take great care.
Auntie, I fancy, is a bit more particular this evening than usual. She and Sir Francis are sweethearts.
Are they?
Yes, but he went away without telling her that he was ever and ever so fond of her, and she never knew that she was ever and ever so fond of him. Oh, but the noblest man I ever knew was shy and so kind. He had come to know how Papa had lost a large sum of money to her cards, and was so ill and so poor. Auntie thinks he lost the money on purpose. Well, I have the money, and if ever we meet again, I need to give it back to him.
No, you must never think of doing that.
Oh, but it's so much money. Enough, Auntie says, to make me independent for life.
And if you met him, do you think you would want it back?
Oh, but I should feel it my duty.
Well, it's too late now.
But he left before I could tell him how much I loved him for his kindness to my father. You don't mind my telling you this, do you?
Oh, no.
I do so like to talk to you, and I long to see him again.
Lucia, I have the letter. And we are engaged?
We are engaged? Oh, got it. We are engaged.
Darling.
Mr. Spettigue.
Call me Stephen.
Is this the letter, Stephen?
Yes, and we are betrothed.
We are betrothed. Yes, we are betrothed, darling.
Darling.
I've got it. Yes.
Sir Francis Chesney, Miss Beverly Smythe, congratulate me, congratulate me.
I knew it.
I'm the happiest man in the world. Oh, but where are the dear children? This must be a day of celebration for us all. For us all.
What the dickens was that about?
Didn't I tell you what would happen if we left them alone? Can't you guess?
What?
Don't you understand? She's accepted him.
Huh?
Yes, Donna Lucia Delvadores.
Oh, what a fool I've been.
Why? Are you sorry?
No, it's just that son of mine made some sort of idiot suggestion that I should...
That you should offer your hand and heart to Donna Lucia Delvadores from Brazil, where the nuts come from.
When I think of what a fool I was.
You don't envy him?
Envy him?
But think of her millions.
Oh, Lucy, when I saw your face...
You didn't recognize it?
Fair point. But when I did... Well, I've told you all that in the garden just now. And you'll be content for a while with just a small cottage and your old sweetheart.
And you? You would take me, a penniless widow?
Nothing could make me happier.
Oh, Frank.
Lucy. Why are you smiling?
Oh, I was just thinking.
Thinking?
Donna Lucia Dalvadores.
Well, she's a quaint little figure, I must admit.
Auntie, how beautiful you look tonight. As Sir Francis.
Come along, my dear children, come along. Now, Amy, you sit there. Kitty here. I have a very important announcement to make. One I'm sure you will all be very pleased to hear. But where is Donna Lucia?
I think Donna Lucia's gone to her room, I fancy.
No matter, it's all the same. In the meantime, I have a little secret to tell you.
A secret? Who?
What?
I'm sure you will beg my pardon if I ask for your attention for a few moments.
What is he going to say?
How do I know until he said it?
Situated as I am, a lonely widower, mateless uncle, surrounded by grave responsibilities, my niece, my ward, a good fairy has, may I say, brought about unexpected light and joy.
Hello?
Shut up.
Under her influence, I've consented to engage my niece with one whose honor and probity I have the fullest confidence, Mr. Charles Wykeham. Furthermore, charmed by irresistible spells, I have consented for my ward to engage John, only son of my friend, Sir Francis Chesney. Mr. Chesney.
Mr. Spettigue.
But what will you say to a third engagement?
A third?
We're out of young people.
What? Our good fairy has, nay, let me add, without further metaphor, one whose name is honored in the southwestern hemisphere, is that of Rothschild in Europe, has consented to become Mrs. Stephen Spettigue. I allude to our dear friend, Donna Lucia de Alvadores. What's that?
I beg pardon, sir. The train, sir.
Be more careful, Brasset!
Uncle!
Be more careful, Brasset. Nothing could make me happier than...
Mr. Spettigue, I can listen to this ghastly farrago no longer.
Why, what do you mean, Mr. Wykeham?
I'm going to say this, and I don't care what the result may be, but I can listen to this ghastly...
I presume, sir, in espousing my niece...
No, I cannot espouse her under these false and lying pretenses. That woman.
Do you allude in such a manner to...
That woman.
I must beg of you to speak of more respect of your aunt.
She is not my aunt.
Not your aunt? What do you mean?
I love Amy far too sincerely.
Never mind that. Explain your words.
Mr. Spettigue, will you allow me to say the blame is mine? And
My
let me explain.
business is with this boy. Explain yourself.
I must go tell his lordship of this.
Well, earlier this evening, Donna Lucia, my aunt, on whose account we invited Miss Verdun and Miss Spettigue, telegraphed and said that she couldn't arrive. The ladies came and we...
And I, sir, prevailed upon another to, well...
To impersonate her. I've been treacherously, infamously deceived.
That was not our intention, sir.
Don't lie to me, sir!
Forget yourself, sir. You were not expected.
A front like that with a wig?
Well, you can't blame her for that.
I cannot believe this unbelievable circumstance.
May I come in?
Turn that woman out of my house!
I say, may I come in?
Turn that... Who are you, sir?
Why, I'm Charley's aunt from Brazil.
Where the nuts come from.
Lord Fancourt Babberly, you duffer.
Lord Fancourt Babberly, I beg your pardon.
What does this mean, sir?
Why, it means we've all done very wrong and are sorry to our humblest apologies. My apologies, I should say, for if I hadn't offered the temptation, this whole thing never would have occurred.
And if we could extend our apologies as well.
And I could say my words of contrition.
It's infamous, infamous! Where is the letter obtained from me under these false and lying pretenses?
The letter? Well,
It's
I have the
mine,
letter.
It's mine.
Miss Verdun, give that to me. That belongs to me.
Allow me.
Lucy?
I shall dispute it. Under her father's will, I shall dispute it.
This letter is addressed and has been delivered to Donna Lucia Dalvadores.
But he is not Donna Lucia de Alvadores.
No, but I am.
Lucy?
You?
Mrs. Beverly Smythe.
My aunt? You will pardon me if I retire. As for you, sir, I shall inquire from the authorities in the morning.
Well, I say, Charley, may he have me up for breach of promise?
How do I know?
Charley, Mr. Wykeham, I mean, how dare you? All of you, I will never forgive you for treating Uncle Stephen like that.
Be patient with us, my dear. Your uncle shall have the most profound reparation my influence can make. As for my own part, I only shared in the deception when I found another lady established in my place.
Well, I guess I'm sorry as anyone, but I trust Jack with my life.
Really? Then he must wait till I'm his mother.
Mother?
Yes, you see, Jack, in deceiving me as much as anybody, Lucy, or I suppose now Donna Lucia, has done me the favor of rekindling an old affection and has promised to take up that mantle of authority. So look out, Jack.
Lord Fancourt Babberly, I am afraid you have gained one confidence tonight that nothing could excuse.
Well, I know, and for that, I reproach myself beyond expression, but I would never part with that confidence to save my life, and if Miss Delahay were to allow me to say so, I would atone for it with lifelong devotion.
Auntie?
Now, where's my son?
Here, Mama.
I will have to talk with you very seriously before I give you this. Now, Charley, I will never forgive you if you deceive that sweet girl again. And as for you...
Oh no, never again. I'll give you my clothes if you like. I'm done with them now. Miss Delahay has consented to think me over as a husband, and for the future I resign to Sir Francis Chesney all claims to Charley's aunt.
I'm all alone.
everyone could stay for a few moments, we'd like to, this is our final show, so we'd like to thank a few people. So who do we have first? Well, first we would like to thank there's so much was put into this production, that from the costumes to the parents coming to basically every rehearsal to help us out, because there are so many different obstacles to any show, but we had such a small amount of time to do this. So the first people we would like to thank would be all of the parents that came out to help this show. We ran into a few problems with the administration as far as the show, that being that we didn't, Miss Betsy Ballard wasn't here for the whole time, but we had wonderful parents come out, two in particular, Mrs. Belgam and Mrs. Sugargle came out, and they went to every single one of the stores. And they helped us so much. So if you could please come up here, we'd like to thank you formally.
Set designs and making sure our stage is all on track, so we'd like to thank him. He's not here today, but it's just a shout out to him.
So we'd like to thank all the entire custodial staff. Thanks for that. So, we are a very dirty group of people. Not, like, we make a huge mess all the time, and they just help us out all the time, cleaning it up and whatnot.
I'd also like to thank the custodial staff because they let us stay here a little bit later when we probably shouldn't be. I've had a couple times when people have actually come in and opened up the building for me and stayed here until I had to leave on days that school was not open. So I'd really, really like to thank the custodial staff today.
Next, we want to thank Mrs. Boeni, who helped us with all of these wonderful costumes that we're all wearing. She made them very perfect for us, and they're beautiful, right? We would like her to come up. Stratton. She was our director when Betsy couldn't be here. She put in so much time and effort for us. And she was so kind to us. And even when maybe we didn't quite deserve all the praise, but we'd like to thank you so much.
Now, where would we be without our fearless leader and our director? Now, before the show, Betsy came up to me and she said that this is my last show, and that this was the end of the. Thinking to my fans, that this was the end of the DeMarco legacy. But what Betsy doesn't understand is that it's not any of our legacies to be part of the show. It's part of her undying legacy here. That's why I'm so thankful to be part of, because every year she comes back and she makes this production so wonderful in so many different ways, no matter what show she puts on. And whatever she puts on, it's going to mean something in one way or another to any person in the audience. And so, because of that, I know Thea has another thing to say about Miss Ballard, but personally, I would like to thank Miss Ballard for that before she comes up.
Two spring plays have, I think, been the best productions of my life. Betsy is one of the sweetest, kindest, most hardworking, beautiful people I know. And though it broke my heart that she couldn't be at all the rehearsals with us, I think she truly was in spirit. I'm going to miss her so much next year. And thank you for everything you've done for us. We love you.
to say I'm not going to cry, and anybody that knows me knows it's a lie. I brought a cheat sheet up, and I won't belabor the point, but I unexpectedly had major surgery 2 days before spring break, which kind of left me in a quandary as to what to do. And the women that were thanked tonight, this show would not have happened if it hadn't been for them. And for kids that I know, I had absolutely no doubt that they would be able to pull this off, because this is such an exceptional group of young adults that really could do almost anything. David and I were talking before, and he's been with me since 7th grade, and I've watched him grow from this timid young man to who you see here today. Who, yes, is going to be in the show again. But there are just no words to say what Yvette did to stand up and, really help bring this together, because I was forced to miss all of Tech Week, and two of the best moms and most wonderful friends in the entire world, in Stacy and Karen, and Mary Bainey, who I have known for many, many, many years, pulled things together at the 11th hour to make sure that these costumes looked as good as they did. So thank you so, so, so very much. Now, to go real quickly through the people that are leaving, and these beautiful, beautiful, I don't know what to call them, men in lovely dresses. I feel like there should be a production number, but there isn't. But Isaac, and you can all read this here, but I just wanted to go over the seniors because these are people that I will not have the benefit or the privilege of being on a stage again with, but I hope to stay in touch with to see kind of where the twists and turns in their lives go. But Isaac Goad is going off to Delaware County Community College. Megan, I don't even know where to begin when it comes to Megan Belgam. Yeah, I think Isaac wins the prize for prettiest. Megan, I can tell you stories for hours about her. Her project for me at the middle school is something that I will forever remember, and actually there's something that I saved from it that's in the top drawer of my desk. So as soon as I get back to work, it will be back in your hands. But something that was so special that I decided to save it until you were a senior. But it's because of her and a wonderful road trip actually with her mother that the furniture and the crock pieces and everything that you see here is because of her. And to have watched her just blossom, again, somebody who was kind of, behind the scenes and sort of quiet, turn into just this fierce young woman who is so ready to go on and tackle whatever is to come. And I have, such admiration for you, and I wish you all the best. And because this was not enough, she's going to Penn State for stage management, which is pretty darn cool. Thea, one of the seriously kindest, loveliest young women I have ever met in my life. Interwoven in my life in many ways. She came over when I did, she's come over for Career Day, you came over for the Writer's Day, I believe, but because she is a young writer, she's also instilled that love in younger people, because she's so old at this point. But she is a published author who's on Amazon, so kind of cool to say. She's going off to Gettysburg to study history and English. David. I met David as a little boy because of his brother, and it kind of has, it sort of blows my mind, because we don't get older, somehow they do, which I'm not sure how that's happening. Have you made a decision yet? Okay, he's between schools, so we won't be saying anything about that now, but he's going for government and global health. Ben Basilio, where are you, Ben? Another pretty one. Ben's another one that I feel like I've watched grow from sort of this quiet little boy who was the little brother of a stellar sister, and all of a sudden, you know, you see this young man who is a man instead of a little boy. I still am kind of blown away that he's a senior, and so beautiful. And I hope everyone's taking lots of pictures, because years from now, these need to come back to haunt them. He is going to either Hamilton English College or Boston. Oh, you're going to BC? Oh, yay! Wonderful. He's going to Boston College to study history. Chris Berkey. I came to know Chris pretty well because he was in the advisory next to mine with Ken Hissler. So I saw a lot of him, and I can't even remember the situation, but he and his buddy, for some reason, brought in one of those stuffed lambs that has a heartbeat sound. And it ended up staying in my room when they came over here to the high school, which I can't believe that was 5 years ago. But when I was Skyping the other day with my grandson, my daughter showed me, she's pregnant again, and she showed me the nursery, and attached to the crib was the same lamb. So Chris is being carried on with me when my granddaughter arrives. Chris is going to study engineering, hopefully, with a minor in lighting design, which he better do. So we'll take the hopefully off. And Nico.
Up here.
Is he here? Are you up there? No! You should be down here. Are you coming down? He's done 14 Unionville productions and will be going into pre-dental path with a double major in psychology and philosophy because he's not an overachiever. But he will be down here momentarily. I will let you all go home, but as the parents, grandparents, friends of mine, all of you that have come out to support these wonderful, wonderful kids, I can't thank you enough. I thank you for the laughter, for the applause. As I tell them, you know, you are the icing on the cake. But the memories and the experiences that they take away from here is really what it's all about. So I love you all. Thank you very, very much for everything. Thank you to the understudies for being here every single day. And again, to the people, everyone that made this production possible. Have a wonderful evening and drive safely.